Well, howdy there, nerds. So, well, I can't be doing the Legendary Banner review like I wanted to with all the editing, mostly because work just decided to plop a bunch of things down. I figured I would do this really quick, you know, just on the point rundown of all of the characters that are coming, what colors you might want to aim for. I hope you guys don't mind. I do apologize, it's not as amazing as it could be, but, well, let's just dive in and I'll give you all of my opinions. So the first unit here is Jafar, and let me just tell you, this is the worst possible choice you could ever have gone with. No, seriously, of all the units. Jafar is still struggling. He's still struggling, and he's going to continue to struggle, mainly because of his stat line, but also because of his weapon, and just, you know, how antiquated some of the things that he has kind of comes with this. This is just how a lot of the older units are, unfortunately, and Jafar kind of has that problem. I know some of you are probably talking to me in the comments going, Jafar is amazing, I have a Jafar, he does great. I'm glad, you invested it, you did great, but when it comes to pure power that comes with this banner, we have a lot of other potential here, and throwing in Jafar just kind of feels like a pity breaker, especially with a lot of the other colorless out there. So yeah, this is fun. But yeah, I'm just gonna call a spade here. Jafar, ouch. Alright. Thankfully it picks up a bit more with Ike. For those who are wondering, by the way, with Jafar, I'm just going to say this real quick. Fodder potential, life and death, and threatened speed. Both are viable, but I feel you might find it a little bit easier elsewhere. Now, Ike is not a character that has that problem. In fact, when it comes to fodder potential, that's probably what people are aiming for. Steady breath, obviously. Ike himself has kind of aged a little bit poorly when it comes to a unit. He still has the consecutive, you know, attack negation that kind of comes along with him. He can have a lot more there. He's still quite beefy and can do a bit of damage, but comparatively to other axe units, you're going to find some problems there. Still, great unit, great fodder potential. I mean, chances are you're just going for steady breath, right? Just saying. From there, though, oh yeah, that's right, Micaiah. So Micaiah is one of those units that I find to be a lot better as just a unit you're going to build than pure fodder potential. Micaiah is great in her abilities, mostly because a lot of the abilities that she has are exclusive to her. Her tome is really interesting, allows for potential armor killings, just as this example shows, and gives her a bit more res as well. It's just really nice as an option. She can really, you know, do pretty well as a unit. But as fodder, she has guard, which is okay, distant defense, which is alright, and drive attack, which is, you know, decent enough too. So if you're deciding to go with that, it's really a debate for me if you would instead merge, or if you're just gonna fodder her off. I'm just a little bit concerned about that, but, you know, Micaiah, great unit just as a pure potential build. That's just the way I see it. Blue is starting off strong as well. Now red is going straight into the other option here. Everyone's breathing, guys. Everyone is breathing. And nothing can be said more about Legendary Ike when I get them confused with Brave Ike. But, Legendary Ike. Built-in distant counter weapon. Aether, that's on a, well, bit of a faster cooldown. And, of course, Warding Breath and Defense Tactic. Both of those are still, for some reason, locked. Well, more Defense Tactic is locked behind 5 stars for some reason, but Warding Breath is steady breath with res instead of defense, which just makes this even better. So, you know, mixing and matching these potential options are great. It's really up to you if you decide to fodder him off. Chances are you may already have him for free, which I'm sure a lot of you do, and with that you probably know his potential all too well, so I really don't have to go into this too much, but as a unit, you know, he will serve you very well. And if you don't want to use him as a unit, Warding Breath, boys! Or Defense Tactic if you're one of those weirdos. Just saying. Next up, Serena. Now, Serena, as much as I like that smile, just look at that cute-ass smile. Seriously, look at her. She's just like, yeah! But, Serena is similar to Micaiah in this kind of sense. Namely because, as a unit, she is great. She can be a fantastic green tome unit. But the problem is her normal skill set, not so great as, you know, fodder potential. Swiss stands too, which, you know, speed and res if attacked, cool, I guess. Live for bounty, which is not really all that amazing. And then res tactic, which is already available on some other units. Chances are, if you're going after Serena, you might want to do that because she's, of course, an exclusive unit. She's a seasonal one, and, you know, you might want to build her. She can really make a great, nearly better Nino in this regard. I really love her, and I'm loving to see her bunny come back, but yeah, if you're going for fodder potential, I would say green is a little bit treacherous. A little bit. Now, I will say Katrina is a different story. Katrina has one B skill that a lot of people are probably looking forward to. Also, she's a great Cavalier Tome unit. She has a, you know, an exclusive egg weapon, just like Serena. She also has a lot of other valuable options, but the most valuable option that she has is her B skill, which is Chill Res, which a lot of Tome units are probably going to want to go after, and up until this point was something only she had. Ophelia now has this available as well, so it's really if you want to go for that or you want to go for Katrina. And she is a seasonal unit, meaning that she won't be back, so it's really up to you. But she has a lot of great potential, a lot of great fodder potential as well. So blue is looking incredibly strong as we round that up, because look at this. We have Tiki, who is basically all of her set already built into it. Fierce Breath, you know, a really nice C skill that's all hers, as well as a distant counter weapon, and, you know, just, it's outrageous. She also has Bold Fighter, which you don't really need to really do much else for her. So blue looks to be one of the top, just the top character, you know, colors that you can go with. But we'll have to wait and see what else is revealed here. Now, the next unit that's up here is Robin. And Robin's been through here almost every banner since his, you know, just kind of been there, being the token colorless legendary unit that we, for some reason, always have. And while I do love her, I think we need to get another colorless unit, seriously. But outside of that, Robin is a fantastic flying unit. She's a fantastic flying colorless unit, which you don't have anywhere else. So, at least when it comes to colorless dragons. So, yeah. Great bulk, a lot of potential, good skill set that is mostly only for her, though. She doesn't have much in fodder ability. Unless you really want triangle, you know, what is it? Cancel Affinity. That's it. Yes, Cancel Affinity. She has Dragon Skin, which will stop, you know, archers from really hurting her. And she has Res Smoke, which I guess can be useful too. But all in all, I would say Robin is more of a unit you want to build than, you know, a unit you want to fodder. Just so therefore, colorless is starting to look a little bit grim there. Next up, we have Bridal Sarge. Oh my goodness, Bridal Sarge. So I'm just gonna say this, comparatively to other Tome units right now, Bridal Sarge is gonna have some issues. Just as she is. Mostly because, well, she has some competing elements there. She does have some really great skills that she can bring along. She has a bonding skill, attack and speed bond, if I recall correctly. And yep, that's right. I'm just basing this off of memory. And that's pretty cool, but she also has something that we haven't seen lately, which is a feint skill, and it's a speed feint skill. So if she manages to use her rally skills on anyone, and any enemy units are in the cardinal directions, they're going to be hit by -7 speed, which is actually a pretty great debuff. The only problem, though, is that, of course, it runs off rally, which I haven't been seeing much feint skills, honestly. It's just, it feels like, you know, Sarge kind of has a lot of competing elements when it comes to this. She has some great potential for fodder, but most likely the real reason that people are going after her is, of course, seasonal variation. That's just my opinion there. Oh boy. Now, okay, Karla. Do I really have to explain to you why Karla is amazing? She is probably one of the best units in the red pool, next to, you know, Legendary Ike, and that's just because she has, one, great advantages. She's a very fast sword unit. She does a lot of damage. Her sword bases itself off of her speed. She also has two really amazing skills that can be foddered off. The first being Wrath, which a lot of people really want, just because bonus damage with your special skill when you're below a certain health threshold is amazing, you know, and the special cooldown too, as well as even Speed Wave, which, I mean, come on. That buffs her own speed, but also buffs allies around her, so In case you need any of that to just equip on a unit, there's really no mistake there. Karla is probably one of the best units to pull from this, next to, you know, our new legendary hero. And then, of course, we also have Legendary Hector, which I can safely say is really great potential. Just really amazing potential there, too. He has a really great C skill that I use every day with my Zelgius, just because of that, you know, that, I guess it would be, tactic, you know, wait, God, I can't even think of it. Tactics Rush or something like that, where basically, you know, as long as you have a mixed team, he will reduce cooldowns for everyone. It's just very useful for me. But also, Distant Counter. It's Hector. What do you expect? He can be a great character, but if you need Distant Counter, I'm sure you can kill him off too. I mean, I'm not really going to blame you for that. And then we also have the last unit, which is Marybelle. Oh god, that's so painful with Jafar in there. Just, Jafar, please, God. But Marybelle, really fantastic unit too. Just, first time we've seen Dazzling Staff back. I mean, that's cool to have. She also has Trilemma, which is that staff that you see right there, where when she attacks, every character, but you know, that between the ones that have been attacked, you know, 2 spaces between them, I believe, get a Triangle Adept-like effect. And it can really mess with some people. It's actually pretty interesting. She also has Staff Valor, just because why not? All in all, those are your colors and your variations and your characters that you're getting. They're all pretty interesting, and honestly, I feel a lot of these are really quite powerful. Namely, I would probably stay away from Colorless, just because Jafar's there and I really, really dislike him. Red also has a lot of great potential. Green has some problems, so mostly in Serena. Not to say that Serena's bad, but if you're really going for fodder potential, which chances are if you're going green you might be, getting stuck with Serena kind of sucks. But if I were to give you the colors that you would go with, I would probably go blue first, and then most likely green. Red would be next, just because red has, you know, a little bit of a slipping spot there. And then, of course, at the bottom would probably be colorless, just because Jafar's there to ruin everything. That's just my opinions. Simple as that. Based on what I can just throw together here. What are you guys aiming for? What color are you hoping to get? I would love to hear it. For now, though, I'm sorry this isn't as comprehensive as it could be, but I have a lot of work to do, so I'm just going to say goodbye for now, nerds, and see you soon.